So after Evelyn Glennie, we have somebody from the local soil. And who is that somebody? It can be nobody else other than the Shehnai maestro, Bismillah Khan. Whenever we see Shehnai, we remember this legendary artist, Bismillah Khan. So we'll see the text. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for the reeded noisemakers. Pungi, as you know already, it is the sound is so shrill. So that is where Aurangzeb, the emperor, had banned this instrument pungi. And then what? This is very interesting. You see that pungi was banned. This is based on little history. That pungi was once banned by Aurangzeb, the emperor, the then emperor of India. Aurangzeb had banned, and then few had thought that it would one day be revived, and nobody knew at that point of time that one day pungi will be back, but not in its traditional form, in the revived form. A barber of a family professional musicians a barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the instrument called pungi. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of the holes, soft and melodious sounds were emerging. So there you see, this is coming from a barber who is visiting to the professionals. Okay, so he thought that he chose a pipe and he made all those holes and all that. So we see next what happens and how we will see the entry of Bismillah Khan. With the soft holes, melodious sounds were produced. He played the instruments before royalty, and everyone was impressed. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. As the story goes, since it was played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a Nai, Nai is a Hindi term which stands for the barber. Why is it Shehnai? There are two, additions to it. There is one, this is actually a combination of two words. Shah, because it was presented in the chamber of Shah, that is why Shah. Nai, Nai means the one who has played it, the barber. So that's where this instrument has got the name Shahnai. So you remember, this instrument Shahnai was discovered by whom? It was discovered by a barber. Alright, this is very interesting. As the story goes on, since it was played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a Nai, the barber, the instrument was named after him as well as the emperor, and it got the name the Shehnai. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious, and gradually there became this belief that wherever Shehnai is played, something good happens. So it became auspicious instrument. What do you mean by the word auspicious? Auspicious actually stands for something that brings along good things, good fortune or better happenings. So that is where it is auspicious. All right. And is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. And then it became an indispensable, inseparable, without which we cannot do, of the weddings. And now also we see wherever in North Indian families you see, we also are from North India, and we see in North Indian weddings, Shehnai is a must. The playing of the instrument Shehnai is a must. I gave you the due reasons, because Shehnai is believed to bring good fortune. And for this reason, it is still played in temples, and it is an indispensable component of North Indian wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was a part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble. Now this is very important, my dear children. The pronunciation of the word ensemble. It will not be pronounced as ensemble. Generally people pronounce it as ensemble, but you will not now pronounce it ensemble. You will call it ensemble. The correct pronunciation is ensemble. Ensemble means the instrument, the group of musicians is called as the ensemble. The musicians who played together. So it was the part of the Naubat, traditional ensemble of 9 instruments. Naubat means 9 instruments found at the royal courts. Till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. And I told you, like Evelyn Glennie, the international artist, here we talk about Bismillah Khan, who brought Shehnai from wedding to the international reputation. And that's what we see, how he has completed all his journey all through that. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played gilli danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar. He belongs basically to Bihar, Dumrao district, and there he used to, as a small child, he used to play first gilli danda near a pond in the ancient state of Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple, Krishna Bihariji temple. He used to visit there as a child to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg. So, he would go there to the temple not because of the religious feeling, just in order to get the enticement of the laddu would fetch him there, would take him there. So, that is where he used to go. That is where he used to go to that temple. Which temple? Bihariji's temple. And then there he was actually thinking of that laddu. A prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, and till the boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India. See, he started this journey for just a laddu and he received what? The highest. I'm getting goosebumps when I'm stating that. He just as a child was enticed, was fascinated, longed for just a laddu, but the instrument, the music had earned him the most prestigious civilian award, that is Bharat Ratna. The Bharat Ratna award is the most prestigious award that any civilian can have in India. So that is again, today is a wonderful day because we talk about two grand personalities, Evelyn Glennie and now Bismillah Khan. Born on 20 March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather, Rasool Bakhsh Khan, was the Shanai Nawaz of Bhojpur King's Court. His grandfather basically was the Shanai player in this particular Bhojpur King's Court. His father, Paigambar Bakhsh, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shanai players. So they were also great Shanai players. So that's where he had got, in his blood this taste for music, because his father and grandfather they were also good Chennai players. The young boy took to music early in life. It has come from the family, as I told you. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to the maternal uncle's house as Banaras, now we no more call Banaras as Banaras, now we call Banaras as Varanasi. So his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house, and then Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncle's practice the Shanai. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Bakhsh to the Vishnu temple of Banaras, where Bakhsh was employed to play Shanai. Ali Bakhsh would play the Shanai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours at the end. And his maternal uncle would be playing Shanai and this boy would just be sitting and he would be so fascinated to see his uncle playing Shanai at Vishnu temple, and he would just gradually, it was not forced, but then he was gradually learning this instrument while watching his uncle, maternal uncle, playing Shehnai. So that happens sometimes when you unintentionally also go to some places, there becomes some turning point in your life. So his visit to that particular temple, that could be one of the factors that motivated him or that gave him, that artistic taste towards Shehnai learning. All right. Bismillah Khan would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly, he started getting lessons and playing the instrument. He would sit practicing throughout the day for years to come. The temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya and the banks of Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts. And then it became his favorite haunts, these places where he would just be sitting and playing this instrument, in particularly the bank of Ganga as well as these two temples. So he would be playing and then he would be taking all interest there, and it would become his haunt. Haunt is the place where you would like to go again and again. That is what we call as haunt. Somebody's haunt is their favorite place where they would like to visit. Alright, so there we see the flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas. So he learned the ragas and surs and tans from the flow of the river. Now, you will say, how is it possible that the flow of the river can be a teacher? But nature can be the teacher for those who have sensitivity. Here I remember the poet William Wordsworth, who also has so much connection with nature, and then nature has inspired him in so many ways. So here we see the river also inspiring him to get the invention of new tunes and new sur and the new ways of playing Shehnai. There, and consider the flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise the invent of ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. And earlier people thought that Shehnai is an instrument that can only be played at a limited range. But then this myth was broken by Bismillah Khan. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayyaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." And we see he had made it. He had made it like he had earned Bharat Ratna Award. What else can be achieved more than that? With the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow 1938 came Bismillah Khan's big break. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. I remember my childhood days whenever we used to go to our maternal uncle's house. My maternal uncles were very fond of radios, All India radios, and whenever they would start early in the morning radio, the first tune that we would hear was this particular tune, and this was the tune played on Shehnai by Bismillah Khan. This started in 1938 in Lucknow. It is mentioned here. He soon became often heard Shehnai player on radio. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with a Shehnai. He poured his heart out into the rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. You know, the Tryst with Destiny speech. When the whole world is sleeping in darkness, India will awake into freedom. That speech by Nehruji. There, Bismillah Khan also had played this tune, and this is really one of the greatest achievement. When the country is getting free, Bismillah Khan also adds his musical contribution there in the celebration of the joy. All right, and then what happens next is Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro. Maestro is the one who is the master of this instrument, that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. Souvenirs means things given in a memory of something, as a memoir. I will tell you one very interesting word here. As a memoir, it was given to this person as a souvenir, this Bismillah Khan, by this Afghani king. Film director Vijay Bhatt was also so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. Goonj Uthi Shehnai is a very famous Bollywood film. Does not belong to our time, but at old time it is a very famous movie, and that was also because Bismillah Khan was actually fascinated, was a reason of fascination to this film director as well. So this film, Goonj Uthi Shehnai itself was a very big hit. It had been a box office hit at that time, and remember that this movie Goonj Uthi Shehnai also has an association with Bismillah Khan Shehnai playing. Compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. This is a very famous song, and I tell you, this is one of my favorite songs. Turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. Chart buster is something which is a record breaker. Something which has broken all the records is called as a chart buster performance. Okay, so that has been a chart buster performance, this particular song, and this particular song also is associated with that movie. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannad venture. So he had only Bollywood. There were only, in cinema world, there are only two movies: Goonj Uthi Shehnai by Vijay Bhatt, the director, and there was one Kannad movie Sanapadi Apanna. Sanapadi Apanna, the Kannada movie, that where he had some association. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world. He said that I can't come to terms, I can't agree. Come to terms means cannot agree with the artificiality of film world. That is why I don't want to have much association with movies, the film world. That is what the opinion of Bismillah Khan was about the movies. He says with emphasis, awards and recognitions came thick and fast. Thick and fast means too many, like a line. They followed Bismillah Khan everywhere. And awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So these are the places you must remember. These are the prestigious music concerts or the music festivals where Bismillah Khan was invited from India to perform. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So these are the places, Cannes Film Festival and these Osaka Trade Fair. There also Bismillah Khan had been invited. So this is actually a matter of pride for us as Indians. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Masiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. So there is one auditorium at international level which was named after Bismillah Khan. So that's a good achievement, big achievement, great achievement for our country, that somebody who is a music maestro from our soil has gone and brought our land so wonderful laurels. National awards like Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. There were a lot of awards which were given to him. Conferred means, we generally use the word conferred with award. XYZ award was conferred upon that personality. So conferred means honored with or given to somebody. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded with India's highest civilian award. This is very important. The year 2001 was the year when Bismillah Khan was given Bharat Ratna award, the highest civilian award. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, all I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn music. Okay, so much desired thing. He did not want to say it, but then he said it when he was, given this award. He said that try to teach your children music. Even foreigners or the foreign land people or, abroad people are also aligning towards our instruments and all that. So you also start teaching your children music. And that's the greatest inspirational line any musician can say for the people, because he wanted that young age children should be taught music so that the music becomes the part of their habit or the part of their passion. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he's fondly called, is exceedingly, he has traveled so many places abroad, but then he is, interestingly, we call him Khan Sahib also. This is Hindustan's richest tradition, he would say, and then the West is now coming to learn our music. We should also be inspired to make our children the part of our music. We should just train our children and try to develop this music habit in our children. This was the message given by Bismillah Khan when he was conferred upon the award, the highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he's fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumarao. These are the places. Dumarao, I told, is his birthplace, and then Banaras. These are the two places where he would like to go. Haunt, I told you the word haunt. So these can be the haunts for Bismillah Khan. Dumarao, they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganges as well. So once a student told that why can't you come with us and play their our instrument at USA. He said you can replicate everything, but you cannot bring the river Ganga there, Ganges there. That is why I get inspired by Ganga, the river. That's what I'm telling you. It is the nature which inspires people there. So he says that you would not be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later he is remembered to have said that is why whenever I am in foreign country, I keep yearning. I just keep longing to, yearning means keep longing. When you actually don't get something and you have a longing of getting something, that is where you call it as yearning. Whenever I'm in foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the Holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Matha of Dumrao. So these are the two places, Ganga of Banaras and Matha. Matha is a drink of his town, Dumrao. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can never naturally play the Shanai every morning at Kashi Vishwanath temple. So this is, teaching us religious harmony also. His life is teaching us religious harmony, where now we see the world is divided too much into caste and creeds and religion basis, but then that division is not acceptable because we have the legacy of people like Bismillah Khan, who would be a devout, strong believer. He was a devout performer there, and he would effortlessly accept that devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shanai every morning at Kashi Vishwanath, even though by birth he is a Muslim, but then he is still playing Shanai every morning at Kashi Vishwanath temple. So this can be a big lesson in itself. Ustad Bismillah Khan sadly passed away on 21 August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. National mourning was naturally because it was a irreparable loss. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006. It was an irreparable, irreplaceable loss for our country, and that is why our government actually observed state mourning. And then it was because of the prolonged illness that we lost Ustad Bismillah Khan. And such legendary musicians, I will not call them musicians, I will call them epitome of inspirations like Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan are rare to be seen. So that's where we see how music can become inspiration. Thank you.